Are we all ready?
Yeah,
All right. Company
yeah,
motto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cherish the spirit,
cherish the
create your
create the
vision,
image and
follow the
follow
faith,
the faith,
serve in humility.
creativity.
Aja,
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 aja.
aja.
Thank you all very much for your very enthusiastic participation in the company motto recital. As we all know, the reason why we recite the company motto is because these are the best reflection of our company and business practice values, right? Why are we even doing this business to begin with, right? And then it can all go back to the company motto, right? We're here to cherish the spirits and serve each other humbly and also follow with vision, and then we will be able to become successful not only in business but also in life. So that is why we are here, right? So I hope that everyone will always remember the company motto at heart. Whenever you feel lost, you can recite the company motto and it will bring you back to track. All right, now, are we ready for the content for today? For today, I have posted that we will go back to the 8 core daily habit presentation. As you can see, this presentation is given by Crown Master Che Shi-hyuk. And so, when I heard his presentation, I had to translate his presentation to English for the global Zoom meeting the other day. And the way he explained it, the way he laid out everything in the presentation was so simple, but so direct also. So it was very easy to understand and really gets the point across. So I was so mesmerized by his presentation and I really wanted to use his PowerPoint and also learn his presentation so that I can share with everyone. So of course, as we all know, when we are doing Atomy business, and then you have already decided you're going to join this business, and then you ask your leaders, what do I have to do in order for me to become successful in Atomy? Then all leaders will give you the same exact answer, right? They're going to tell you you have to follow 8 steps of success, which we covered in the last English Zoom meeting. And then the second part is we have to practice 8 core daily habits. And I think from personal experience, doing 8 core is harder than 8 steps because it is making habits, right? You have to do it every single day. So, although it is challenging, of course, if you are here, we are here to earn $100,000 per month, right? We are here not to just earn $2,000, but $100,000 per month. So, if we're going to do that, and then they say that there's 8 things that you have to do every day, will you do it or not? I'm sure that everyone will do it. So let's go over the 8 steps together. Now, even though our leaders tell us that the 8 core daily habits are what we need to do every single day, and yet it is hard for us to follow 8 core daily habits, right? In order to really make that our own habit and not force ourselves to do it, but to really just naturally do 8 core every single day, that's not easy, right? Making new habits is never just an easy or simple process. It takes practice, it takes your decision and your commitment, right? But if you don't know why you are doing this, right? Then, if you don't understand why this is good for us, then it's really hard for us to force ourselves, right? It is never easy. In Atomy, we say that you can never force other people to do this business, right? It's the same with ourselves. Maybe we can force ourselves a bit more than other people, but if we don't understand why we have to do something, it's also not easy to force ourselves to do those tasks. And that is why the most important thing is to really understand why we are doing 8 core daily habits. So here's the why, right? The key points is what should I do to succeed? Right? This is the answer to this question. When you want to succeed, you've decided that you're going to be successful. Then what do you need to do? Then everyone says 8 core, right? So what is the 8 core daily habits? It is the 8 key points and tasks that emphasize what needs to be done every single day. It's what we have to do every single day. At first, we have to make an effort to commit to it, but as we keep doing it, it will also become a habit and it will come more naturally. Now, if you compare it to a car, right? When we are driving, then we have a destination, right? And in Atomy, our destination is Imperial Master, right? $100,000 per month. So in order to get there, then what do you need? You need navigation. So eight core checklist and actually doing the eight core daily habits serves like a navigation that will actually take you towards the place of success. Now, here is the essence of eight core. Now, first, we have to learn first, right? If you're going to do anything in this business, you have to learn first, right? You cannot make others learn when you don't know it, right? So we lead by example. We learn first. And then what do? We teach others, right? When you get new members and then they become your partners and they say, "Sponsor, I also want to do this business. Now what do I need to do?" Then you have to be able to tell them, "You have to do 8 core." Right? And when you tell them you have to do 8 core, but if you don't do it, can you tell them? I think if you have a clean conscience, it's not easy to tell them you have to do 8 core, right? And when they ask, "Sponsor, so what is 8 core?" Then you need to understand and teach them what each of the things are and why we need to do it. This is the most important thing. Why do we need to do it? And then when they understand, then you don't need to convince them anymore. They will do it on their own, right? Just like how it is for you. Now, the last point is this. Teach others, right? Teach them so that they can also teach other people. Now, you have taught your partners, and then they bring in new members and new partners, right? If you have to teach every new member, then it's going to be difficult, right? Then you're going to have to work until you die, right? But when you duplicate the system, and then when your partners are able to teach their partners, and their partners can teach new partners, then the system will be duplicated, and every single member in your structure will be doing the 8 core daily habits. Now, so here are the benefits. First of all, because everyone does it together, right? Because everyone will be doing it together, so you will be able to develop teamwork, right? When you are doing the 8 core checklist and then you post it in your group chat, and then when your members see that, "Oh, my sponsor or my partner is doing 8 core, that's great. I should also do it," right? And then when you all do it together, you will understand each other, you will empathize with each other because you are going through the same challenges, right? That is why you will be able to develop teamwork. Now, second, it will also promote growth and raises the overall level within the group. Now, part of the 8 core is all about improving yourself, right? It was making yourself grow. So as you keep practicing these habits over and over again, it will train you and it will make you more able and smarter and more suitable for this business, right? It will make you grow into a leader. So when you grow into a leader, then what's going to happen? And then everyone in your group is doing it. Everyone's going to become a leader. Then what's going to happen to that group? The overall quality, overall standard of that group is going to improve significantly, right? You're not just going to be a group of, ajashis and ajumas, but you're going to be a group of real leaders who are doing platform business, right? How great is that? That's what's going to happen when all of you are doing the 8 core daily habit together as a team. Now, thirdly, if you get caught up in this habit, right? If this really becomes your own habit, then you will be able to succeed in whatever you do. And we're not only talking about Atomy, right? Of course, these habits are the ones that will help you become successful in Atomy. But when you actually make this your own habit, then you will not only have gained new habits, but you will have gained the experience of committing to certain tasks and making and developing new habits, right? So let's say that after Atomy Business, you want to do something else, right? For me, I love dancing tango and bachata and swing dance. And maybe who knows, and after I become Imperial Master in Atomy and I have a lot of freedom with time, then maybe I will compete in the competitions for tango, right? Then in order to become the champion, tango champion, then there's also things you have to do every day, right? So for developing those new habits, because I already have the experience of developing new habits, I will be able to do that too. And I will not be able, I won't be, I will not think that is too hard or too challenging and then give up, right? Because I already have the experience of succeeding in something, I will be able to do it again. So that is why we all need to do 8 course. So I hope that is very clear for everybody. So you can see all the benefits, right? Why we are doing it, what it is for, and what's going to happen when you actually do the 8 core, right? So now it's easier to understand why we're doing this. And so what is the next step? We have to do it. Yes. So I hope that everyone will do it. Now, the first 8 core daily habit is reading books. Now, the reason why we read books every day for 15 minutes is not only to just build our knowledge, but it is to be able to support other people who are better than us, right? Reading always improves not only our knowledge, but our depth of understanding and in life, right? So when we are meeting people who have better specs than us, right? Who are more knowledgeable, who have received better education, right? I only did bachelor degree, but what if I meet someone with PhD? Right? That person has studied for a lot longer than I did, right? But instead of feeling intimidated, if you have been reading a lot of books, there's gonna be a lot of things that you're going to be able to talk about with this person. And then that person will also be surprised, right? So that also goes into the second point. They will recognize your level of intelligence because our level of intelligence is not about educational background anymore, but there should be a depth in the conversation. Now, of course, if you say that you studied in Harvard or you studied in Seoul National University, people see you a bit differently. Yes, they're gonna say, wow, that's amazing. But it ends there because after you say that you studied in Harvard and then you're trying to talk with this person, but this person doesn't know anything and only talks about very superficial topics, right? Then you're gonna be a bit disappointed, right? And then you're gonna think that there's not really that much depth to this person, and then you're gonna lose interest very quickly. So nowadays, how you actually judge other people, how you make the first impression on other people is not about your appearance or it's not about your specs, right? Your level of education or your previous job or something like that. But it is actually the level of depth that you are able to hold in the conversation that you have with them. Now, so what kind of books should we read? We have to read books about dreams, right? Changing generations, right? Changing times to really read the trends of the changing world. And then also read about health related topics, right? So then that will be related to the products, right? And also, most importantly, what we need to read about is some books that can help us become a leader, right? So if there are books that do not help you with growing in this business, let's say that you are reading the Buddhist book about minimalism, right? Then that contradicts with what we're doing in this business, right? So you have to be selective about what you are actually reading. And so here are the three main recommendations. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, Peter Ferdinand Drucker's The Effective Executive, and Zig Ziglar's See You at the Top on Selling and on Selling. These are two different books. So these are the most important books that we need to know. And I also have been rereading the Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the thing is, a lot of those things that I read there they are things that, yes, I already know in a way because, we already have been doing Atomy business. We've been to many seminars. But when I read the book again, it really hit me, right? And then it made me think again, and that it made me understand those things on a very deeper level, right? I think one of the first points was about the importance of complimenting people, right? If you complain and if you fight with people, it is just like ripping your money, right? But how you actually get people to grow and how you get people to work with you is by making compliments, by giving compliments. When I read that, it really hit me and I was so shocked, like, how could I have forgotten about this? Right? So that's what reading can do for us. It makes us keep growing as a leader. Now, secondly, we also have to keep watching videos, right? What kind of videos do we watch? We watch the videos that are uploaded on channel Atomy, right? The ch.atomy.com. That is a great website for knowing what kind of the for that. That is the website that has all the content from the previous seminars and also presentations, also the PowerPoint presentations about all the products, right? It has more information there than actually in the application of Atomy Shopping Mall. So make sure that you check out the channel Atomy, right? And what videos can actually do is, of course, it will get you to, learn more new stuff, sure. But the more important function of this is when you are down, it will raise your passion. It will bring up your energy again, right? If you listen to Imperial Master Lee Dok-u, right? Crown Master Kim Bum-soo, and they're saying, this is the business for the future. You would be an idiot if you don't do this business, right? Who would not do this business? This is the one in a million, it's $1 million project, $1 million business. When they are so passionately sharing all of this, and then you listen to it, right? And of course you agree with it. Then what is it gonna do? It's gonna bring up your energy again, right? So always listen to especially Chairman Park Han-gil's videos, especially if you get rejected. Whenever you get rejected, the best thing to do is, of course, consult with your sponsor too, but watch the videos from Chairman Park Han-gil, and then that will always bring up your passion again. So when you are watching videos, then it is just like you are bringing your sponsors with you wherever you go. You are bringing Chairman Park Han-gil with you wherever you go. So that is why we need to watch videos. Now, thirdly, we need to attend meetings. Now, why do we need to attend meetings? It is in order for us to succeed and also for us to get motivated and to learn, right? Meetings they say that network marketing business always starts with meetings and end with meetings. That is why we have to always go to the meetings in order to receive new information, right? Especially in Korea with the business seminars and the I am a curator seminar, right, for the products, right? They always have the new announcements and information they put out. And then they are also shared to the group chats. That's also the quickest way for you to gain new information, right? So first you have to go there to learn. And also, when you are feeling down, of course you can watch videos, but the most effective thing is for you to go to the seminar. Because when you go to the seminar, you are surrounded by everyone who is there to learn and grow and succeed. Everyone is focused on one thing, which is success, right? And their dream. And they are boiling with passion. They're overflowing with energy, right? When you are surrounded by those people, then you will also gain that energy from them, right? When you go to a place there that is already at the boiling point at 100 degrees and you are not boiling, you are just cold water, but you join that boiling water, boiling pot, then you're also gonna be boiling, right? You're also gonna start to boil. So that is what seminars can do for you, right? And then, so what kind of seminars do we go to? We go to Success Academy, also the one-day seminar, Good Morning Atomy, which is broadcasted every Monday, and After Work seminar, which is for part-timers. Now, so we can also go to those and then also go to the meetings in our centers, right? We have the center meeting, the STP line meeting, and then product day, right? So you can always consult with your sponsor and then find out what other kind of seminars and meetings that you can attend. Now, number four, this is for loving the products. Now, so until number one, two, and three, this is all about the preparation, right? You are making yourself grow. You're working on your inner self, right? You're becoming a leader by learning and reading and listening, right? And then after you are ready, right? Then what do you need to do? First, you have to use the products, right? You have to check whether the products are actually good, right? Why do we need to use the products and love them? Because this is the essence of our business, right? We're doing a business where consumption transform into income, right? If we're telling everyone else that your consumption, you can earn money by consuming, but then you're not consuming, first of all, how are you even earning the money, right? And if you're not earning money, how can you tell others about the money opportunity, right? So that is why we need to consume first. We have to be the first ones to consume. Now, of course, if we want to recommend products to other people too, we have to try the products ourselves, right? We cannot we if you never try skincare and your skin looks terrible, and then you keep going around saying that Absolute Skincare is the best product, who's gonna buy from that, right? So that's why we have to be the first ones to use the products. Now, how do we share the products? We have to deliver the product through emotion and the effects, right? How did it make you feel? And what kind of results did you actually experience, right? And then for the system, then you share the system through your experience, right? What did you actually learn? What did you do? And then you share the system with other people, right? Now, number five is show the plan, right? Oh. Right, number five is show the plan, STP. Now, what is show the plan? What kind of plan are we showing? We're showing the business plan. So we got people to try the products, right? You also tried the products. Then what do we need to do? We need to start explaining about the business, right? This is network marketing business. If we never share about the money opportunity, then other people are not going to know about the money opportunity. Then we will not be able to find business partners, right? We may be able to get a lot of consumers, but not a lot of business partners. That is why we need to do STP. Now, when you do STP to 10 people, for example, then two of them will become your partners, right? There's a success rate, right? So this is what they tell you actually in Amway, because they also have the system in Amway. And when you give it to two, when you share to 10 people, then two people may become your partner. So you have a 20% success rate. Then if you share to 100 people, then how many partners will you find? 20 people, right? 20 partners. If you share to 1,000 people, how many partners will you find? 200 partners, right? So that is why when we, so from this, you can see the best strategy, right? What is the best way to get a lot of partners? Share to as many people as you can, right? When you share to 100,000 people, then you're gonna have 20,000 partners, right? So if you want to get a lot of partners, just share to a lot of people. Now, if you deliver products only, then that will only bring the consumers, right? But when you present STP, then you'll get business partners, which is why we do it. And then, for people who are interested in the products, then complete the STP in 10 minutes, right? And then make them curious, provoke their curiosity, and then invite them to other meetings, right? Rather than us explaining everything ourselves, actually, a more effective way for us to do STP is not to do it right there, right? And then explain for 1 hour. Who's gonna want to listen, right? But you just make them more curious. They say, hey, you know, you can earn $100,000 per month from this business. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not only doing this just to earn $1,000, right? I'm doing this to earn $100,000 per month. And then I can even pass this down to my grandchildren, right? Then they're gonna be curious. What is he talking about? Right? I thought this is just an MLM business, right? And then you invite them to come to the meeting where the crown master, royal masters are doing the presentation, then they will be much more excited and interested to join the meetings, right? Now, after that, what we need to do is also deliver to consumers, right? So, of course, we show the plan, right? We talk about the money, but we cannot forget we also do need to deliver the products. Now, the thing is, the really important thing is to remember why we are delivering the products. The reason we are doing this is not to just get consumers, right? Of course, at the beginning, we do need consumers, yes, but the reason why we are actually sharing the products to other people and delivering them is because the people who have good impression with the products are the ones who become Atomy partners, right? If you take a look at all the imperial masters, there is not a single one of them that did not try products. There's not a single one of them that doesn't love the products, right? No one can succeed in Atomy if you don't like the products, right? It's only because the products are good that we believe that, oh, this business can work, right? And we believe in the potential of this business. That's why we're doing this, right? So in order to find people who will join with you, then what do you need to do? You have to share the products, get them to try the products, and then you will find from the consumers, you will be able to find the future imperial masters and your future partners, right? So that is why we deliver to consumers. So here I can tell you from number one to number three, then it was all about learning, right? Training ourselves. And then from number four to number six, it's all about doing, right? We're doing stuff now. We're showing the plan. We're inviting people. We are delivering products to consumers. So we're going out there, right? So we're taking action. And then what do we do after taking action? We need feedback, right? We need to reflect. How did we actually do? After we did it, how did we do? Right? So how you can check and reflect on yourself and get feedback is through consultation. Now, when we consult, we are consulting with our sponsors, right? And when we consult with our sponsors, there are things that we need to prepare. Because if you just call your sponsor or you meet with your sponsor and tell them, okay, so what do you think? Am I doing good? They might not know, right? They have so many partners. They cannot know every detail of your situation. So, in order to have a very effective consultation session, then what we need to prepare are these materials. We have to have your lineage map, right? You can see that from your check from your application. But of course, what we mean by the lineage map is not you just show them your application, right? You need to write it on paper, draw it on paper, and then write all the main partners. Who are your main partners and your main members that are working with you all the time? Right? And then you show them, and so that you can tell them where they are in your downline, who is on your left and who is on your right, and then maybe the right of a right, right? So, that is what you can tell them. And then second, you have to have your name list. Again, a name list of all your main partners and main members, right? The important people that you need to consult your sponsor about. And then lastly, you need to have your 8 core checklist. Now, why do we show them our 8 core checklist? Because our sponsors, so our sponsors say this, right? Everyone thinks that they are working hard. No one says that, oh, sponsor, I've been super lazy. I didn't do anything. No one comes to sponsor like this, right? Everyone usually tells their sponsor that, oh, I worked so hard, but I'm not seeing any results. I worked so hard, but I'm not growing. Why, sponsor? Right? And then the sponsor cannot tell you anything because they don't know how hard you have been working. Or maybe you think that you're working hard, but actually to the eyes of your sponsors, you haven't been working that hard. Or you may have been working hard and spending a lot of time on Atomy business every single day, but you may have been doing the wrong things, right? If you are always just going out and only sharing products, right? And you are never doing STP, right? Then you're not gonna find partners, right? So when you show the 8 core checklist, then this is also like it's like a diagnosis. You will be able to find the reason why there are certain problems in your business. So that is why it's very useful to have your 8 core checklist as well. Now, who do we actually consult with? You don't consult with any sponsor. You have to consult with sponsors who are plugged into the system, right? And not only who are plugged into the system, but sponsors who are growing and sponsors that you trust and sponsors that you are close with, right? But not only sponsor that you are close with, but sponsor that you actually respect and trust and is growing and it really is in the system, right? If you are okay, so if you if you are consulting with someone who registered and became a member just 1 month before you, how much more are they going to know more than you, right? You can consider them just as your friend, right? Of course, they are above you and they're your sponsor and you need to give your respect, but it doesn't mean that you can actually consult about business. There's a difference, right? And it's always good to get along with everybody, But when it comes to actual business consultation, now this is serious stuff, right? This is for work. So then you need to consult with someone who actually can help you. So that is why you consult with a growing sponsor who is plugged into the system. Now, when we're consulting, please make sure that you consult transparently. Don't hide stuff, don't lie, right? If you know that you haven't been doing this, right? And then you have your 8 core checklist, you know that you haven't been doing STP, but you keep putting check on the STP and say, "Hey, sponsor, I did STP, but I have no partner." Then your sponsor cannot help you, right? So of course, in order to really find the solution, then we need to be honest, right? Your sponsor is not there to scold you. The sponsor is not there to criticize you. The sponsor is there to help all of us. So that is why we need to be honest. They will not judge. They will try their best to help. Now, now the next point is says do not talk about your personal matter during the consultation, right? So for your personal life, you can share a little bit of your personal life just to have, for the purpose of, maintaining good relationship with your sponsor, right? You cannot only talk about Atomy, right? You also got to talk about some other stuff. But during consultation, yes, make sure that you are not going sideways, you're not getting sidetracked, stay focused and talk about the business, right? If you have only 1 hour or 30 minutes to talk with your sponsor, don't spend 20 minutes or 40 minutes talking about your children or your spouse, right? Or other things, right? You want to talk about the business. Now, so why we are getting consultation is in order to get the solution, right? So get consultation before you start something too. This is not only about, trying something and then when you don't see results or when you get in trouble and then you call up your sponsor, right? Before you decide to do something, right? Before you have a very important meeting, call your sponsor and say, "Sponsor, I have a very important meeting. I'm going to be meeting with this person. And I'm not sure exactly what to say. Do you have any advice for me?" Of course, the sponsors know much better than us in terms of what we need to say and what is helpful to do, right? So always consult beforehand too. Don't only consult after. Now, step number 8, and this is the last part, right? So after we get consultation, then the last thing we need to do is building trust. Now, this is one of the daily habits that take the longest, and you could even say that it's the hardest, right? And also is the one that is has high um yeah, it takes a long time and also may be very slow and may show you very small results. But when then we also cannot measure, right, whether we are building trust or not. You say that you meet with these people and then you say, "Oh, I know that they trust me." How do you know, right? Especially I hear that people who are from Chinese culture, it's really difficult to gain that trust, right? But once you gain the trust, then they will do everything for you, they say, right? So that is Chinese culture, right? And then, so in every culture, it's also different. Trust plays a very different role. So, what do we actually mean by building trust? Is show other people that we are trustworthy. We always have to present ourselves and let other people know that we are worthy of their trust, right? Yeah, yes, you can trust me, right? But you show that not by your words, because people don't believe words, but you have to show it with your action. So, what kind of action do we take? Always be on time for your meeting appointments, right? If you're late all the time, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or sometimes you even forget the meetings, that's terrible, right? Then that's the number one thing people will think, "Oh, I cannot trust this person. This person cannot even meet the smallest of the promise, right? When you make appointment, that's also a promise. And then when you are late, you're breaking that promise. So you thus breaking the trust. So always make sure that you're on time. Also, be careful with romantic relationship, right? If you're single, and then for me as well, I am single, right? I don't have a partner. But I have to meet with a lot of ladies for doing Atomy business, right? You don't want to give any room for misunderstanding. And of course, uh, that's the very least, right? And of course, you cannot do anything that causes any problem. right? Romantically, right? You don't want to approach people and show your romantic interest. That's a big no-no. And also just make sure that there's no room for any misunderstanding at all. So they say that I've also heard from some of the leaders saying that even if you are driving in a car, right? Maybe you're going to seminar, but if you're a guy and then your partner is a woman, then don't sit next to each other. Make sure that one person is sitting in the back or something like that, right? So really making sure that there's no room for misunderstanding. Now, financial relationship is also very important, right? When you lend or borrow money, then it will also break the trust, right? It says that if you lend money, then you will lose both your partners and your money, right? What if you lend money at first because your partner is in a difficult situation, and then your partner says, "Okay, I will pay you back next month." But then next month comes and then they're not able to pay you back. Then because they feel bad and then they feel ashamed, what are they gonna do? They are most likely to avoid you, right? Because they feel really bad and then they're not able to pay you back right away, right? So when they avoid you and then they start to avoid you again and again, and then, even if you think that, okay, you don't need to pay me back anymore, just please don't quit Atomy Business. But because of guilt and shame, it usually leads to people also just going, disappearing, right? And then they not only took your money, but they also quit Atomy Business. So you lost your partner and your money, right? So that is why do not ever lend money. If you want to help somebody financially, just give the money, do not lend, right? Because then it creates the condition where they have to pay you back, and then that creates that awkward situation, right? To say the least. Now, the most important thing that we have to practice every single day in terms of building trust is do not criticize, blame, or complain. Now, it's all I think this is also from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence Others. How to win friends and influence others. It says, do not criticize, blame, or complain. Instead, smile, greet each other, compliment each other, and make conversation with each other, right? So be a friendly person, be a nice person. Do not ever criticize or blame anyone because that is from Royal Master Park and Ha's presentation about 8 steps of success. He also says this, right? Being negative, complaining is poison that will kill you in the end, right? It is just like complaining is like ripping your money, right? When you are always positive and being friendly, then you will attract good people to come to you, and then people will always think, hey, Manchu is so nice. I want to buy this product from him. I want to work in the same business with him. I want to work with him. You want people to think that, right? Not, but if you're complaining all the time, even if it is about small things, maybe one person came late to a movie hangout and it's not about Atomy at all, but you start complaining, then other friends are going to see that, they're going to feel bad, and then they're going to be scared about making any trouble with you, right? And then, yeah, more than anything, they're gonna think, I don't want to work with Manchu. Imagine what he will be like if we were in the same business, right? And that's the last thing we want people to think, right? So always make sure that you're being positive and friendly and kind. And so if you have been kind throughout the day without being negative, then you can put a tick mark on building trust. If you complained even once in front of other people or even to yourself, then you know what to do, right? You cannot put a tick mark there. So if you do it with that standard, then you'll be able to see how much are you actually building trust throughout your days. So that is everything for the 8 core presentation. Now, okay, I think 40 minutes, I think that's good time for the 8 core presentation. I hope that this was helpful for everybody. And I also hope that everyone will be able to really practice the 8 core. For people who are in Korea, and I think this is also available in China and Malaysia, the A Care app. I think Atomy Company is also really pushing to get people to use the A Care app more. And Diamond Master Park Jin Hee right here is actually an ambassador for A Care. So you can also ask her questions. But one of my favorite things about A Care app, which you can download on Play Store, is they actually have the 8 core checklist. So you can, every day the app will give you a reminder to do the 8 core. And then also there's a challenge that you can do with your partners and sponsors, right, from the same center. And then if you do the challenge, then you can also see who's been doing the 8 core and who hasn't. And then you will be able to really do that interaction, not only in the group chat, but from the 8 core app directly, which is super cool. Right? And you can also put in more habits like take vitamin C, take propactamin, take hemohim every day, and then you can add that habit too in the checklist, and then it will give you reminders. So if you are members of Atomy Malaysia, I think Korea and other countries, you can check it out. It even gives you pages where you can compare products, which is super cool. So, yeah, always make use of what Atomy Company gives to us. We're getting all of this for free, right? So let's make good use of all of this and really use it for our best advantage so that we can all grow and become successful in Atomy business until we all become Imperial Master. Amen. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. I want to invite whoever would like to give a speech for today to share their story. If you're from Korea too, this is best place to practice English. I want to just invite anybody. Anyone is welcome to try. And also just share your situation, share your story. And we have our sponsors here. We have two Royal Masters here right now. So they will also be able to give you some good consultation as well. So, oh, and we also have Crown Master Park Sung-suk here. So, yeah, I can see the PSS. I know that is her profile. All right. So, welcome to all of our beloved leaders. Now, if you want to share, please go ahead. I would love to hear from Miss Fatima. It's been a while since I've seen you, and also Miss Farida. I know that we met before in APC. It's really nice to see you all again. And also Miss Manut, my best partner, yeah, from Cambodia, best leader from Cambodia. So yes, would anyone like to share?
Hello.
Hi, Miss Farida.
Yes. Okay. I'm not sharing anything. I'm just before I saw in the slide, uh, it was saying like how rejection is also love. Okay. And then could you please explain how do you define rejection is also love? Because until now, I still feel like disappointed every time someone or somebody that I asked to join, they decided not to join or something like that. Yes. I mean, maybe you can give me some tips on how to overcome disappointed feeling or not to get really hurt. Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your question, Ms. Farida. What I can tell you right away is what is meant by rejection is love. It means that when people reject you, and then some people don't just say no, right? They actually try to stop you from doing this business, right? If they're your close family or your close friends, they say, "Oh, you can't even earn money right now. You should quit right now," right? Some people say that. And of course, when we hear that from people we love, yeah, it breaks our heart and it's not easy to hear, especially when we know that before we start earning a lot of money, we already have it difficult enough, right? It's already difficult enough that we are trying to do this business. And then when we get that kind of rejection from other people, yeah, it's not easy. But what is meant by rejection is love is they reject you because they love you, right? They don't, the thing, the biggest reason, the main reason is because they don't know Atomy yet. If they understood that this is, the business that can change our future for 3 generations and is passive income, and then we will have freedom of time, not only money, and we'll be friends rich as well, who's gonna say no to that, right? But they
Yes,
don't
yes.
know that that is what Atomy is. So that is why they say that, because they have their own understanding of what Atomy is, maybe just like other MLM, right? That is why
Mhm.
they tell you
Yes.
that they don't want to join, and they even sometimes try to stop you. So that is what is
Ah,
meant by rejection is love. They also do it out of love. They don't want you to
ah,
fail. They don't want you to
okay.
not grow, right? People who love you, they want the best for you, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because they don't know, right? That is their way of
Yes.
showing love. So what we
Oh,
can do in the process is um, for the things that bother us in our heart, just let it go and then just tell ourselves it's because they don't know. And then we just work on making our heart stronger, right? Guard our heart so that because we are the most important, right? When we give up, then that's the end. So we make sure that we don't give up, right? We keep going, care for ourselves first. And for the other people who reject you, we just keep a tab on them, right? Pass them for now, and then later on, they might change their mind. And then we just hope that they do one day, right? Because this is a great
okay.
opportunity for everybody.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Farida. That was a great question. I also deal with that. All right, Miss Fatima, you have your hand raised.
Yes, I do. Yan, hi
Yeah.
Manut. Good evening, and good evening everyone. And I just would like to share 2 points that resonated with me tonight. And the first one is do not complain and instead compliment. And also maybe if if we see something that needs to be improved in with our team members, we can always speak to them in with love and help them, encourage them, help them to overcome whatever stronghold it is that they are going through. I think that if we are united as a team, and if we really love each other as brothers and sisters, then we will be able to communicate calmly and with encouragement, yan, to them. And also the second one is meeting people, and because I'm very introverted, so I don't really go out and meet people, but I keep on praying to God, like, Holy Spirit, please tell me who should I talk to about Atomy. Please give me the courage to share this blessing with them. And then the Lord is faithful and shows me ways on how to approach people even if I'm an introvert. Like for example, I work in an elementary school as life coach and Bible study teacher. And this coming May, Labor Day, we'll be having a teachers retreat. And like the Holy Spirit urged me to pitch or to tell the school directress that I would hold the facial demo of the evening set care. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous, but the Lord, like, He arranged everything so that it could happen. Like the directress invited me for lunch. I didn't even have to pay for my own lunch because she invited me. And then during the lunch, we discussed about the upcoming retreat, and then I could feel the Holy Spirit urging me, tell her about the facial demo. And then I told her about it, like, would it be okay, doctora, she's a doctor, is it okay, doctor, if we have a facial spa for the teachers so that they can unwind and that they can they can feel good about themselves and they feel pretty. And then she said, "That's a very good idea." So this coming May, we'll be having that facial demo for maybe 20 teachers, and hopefully many of them will sign up to be members of Atomy. So please pray for me that it would be a success. So that's it for me.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Miss Fatima. I don't know if that was a atomy speech or a testimony, but yeah, it's really great that I also really hold on to this verse, and I think this verse, Bible verse, I think it's one of the most well known, right? Philippians 4:13. I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me, right? When we pray and we ask God, I know that He also gives us that courage, even if we are not courageous. He is the one who gives us the courage. He's the one who gives us the strength and even wisdom, right? I think Crown Master Park Sung-soo also says sometimes that you need to pray and ask God, and then He is the one who gives you that wisdom to say the right things to your partners and to new members. So I think that's really great. I also want to just translate really quick because I think this is a very common challenge that we face, that feeling introverted. And even if we are not introverted, we maybe find it challenging to share to people, talk to people. So I'm just going to ask Royal Master Mundok-yeon, who is here, and maybe she can share something for us, and then I will translate. 네, 문두현 총장님 안녕하세요. 여기 필리핀 멤버분이신데요.
네,
다른 것보다 일단, 내성적이신 분이라서, 내향적이라서 좀 사람들에게 말하는 것이 쉽지 않다고 합니다. 그래서 제가 생각했을 때 저희가 내성적이 아니더라도 사람들에게 항상 말을 하는 게 쉽진 않기 때문에 그럴 때 어떻게 하면 좋을지 혹시 공유해 주실 게 있다면 네, 부탁드립니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 로얄 마스터 문득연입니다.
Hello
네,
everyone, this is Royal Master Munduk-yeon.
네, 저도 굉장히 내향적이거든요. 누구한테 말 잘 못했어요.
I am also very introverted, and at first I also struggled with sharing to people.
그게 가장 어려웠던 일 중에 하나인데, 이 일을 계속 해 나가다 보면 조금씩 스며들면서, 그 내향적하고 상관없이 애토미를 비즈니스로 보고 가게 될 거예요.
Now, of course, at first it may be challenging, but when you keep doing it over and over again, little by little, it will become more of a routine for you. And when that happens, you will be able to also see this more as a business for yourself.
근데 지금 여기서 스피치를 하고 뭔가 이렇게 이야기할 정도만 된다고 해도 충분히 애터미는 성공할 수 있을 것 같거든요.
But if you are able to share a speech here on the Zoom meeting, then I think you are more than able to succeed in Atomy Business too.
저는 처음에 그런 것도 못했던 것 같아요.
Because at first, for me, I couldn't even do that.
뭘 잘못하고 있는지도 몰랐고 뭘 어떻게 해야 되는지도 전혀 모르고 이 일을 시작을 했어요.
I didn't even know what I was doing wrong, and I didn't even know what I need to do to grow. And that's how I started.
근데 이 사업이 연결 사업이다 보니까 파트너가 계속 연결이 되고 누군가 일을 하겠다는 사람이 나오고 하다 보니까 그 사람들을 어떻게든 조금이라도 더 잘할 수 있게 하려고 하다 보니까 조금씩 내가 발전해 나간다는 생각이 들었어요.
But in this business, we have to grow it by connecting with other people and finding people. So when I was getting more and more partners, I also needed to grow myself in order to help them grow as well.
우리 모두는 다 부족한 사람이라고 생각을 해요.
Because none of us are perfect.
그래서 그 부족한 부분을 조금씩 채우고 또 함께하는 나의 파트너, 스폰서가 함께 채우면서 조금씩 성장해 나간다는 생각을 합니다.
So for those parts that we lack, working with sponsors and partners, we're able to fill each other's empty spots, and then we will be able to grow together.
그 본인이 굉장히 소심하다고 생각하시지 말고 나는 할 수 있다는 생각을 계속 하시고 이 일을 하셨으면 좋겠어요.
So rather than thinking that you are very introverted, I hope that you will tell yourself and believe that you can do it too, and then keep going in this business.
네, 응원하겠습니다.
I will keep cheering for you. Thank 총장님 감사합니다.
네.
Thank you so much to Royal Master Mundukyan. That was a very helpful and very inspiring advice. And I think that yes, we all have those parts that we are lacking in, and then that we all have weaknesses. But I know that when we keep going, we are all able to grow. All right. So I think Miss Manut, would you like to share today, just real quick? Or if not, then Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh, for me, I think I'm a little bit not join the system. Like I'm doing Atomy, but I feel like I'm doing it alone. Not I like to be alone, but my style may be a little bit complicated, and maybe some people they don't understand me like what I'm working style, because I also now I work for free also, like nobody control me. Even I work for someone, but they give me the permission to design, to do everything that I want to do. So I think my job now is free, but also pressure. Like you can do everything, but you need to have a result. Same in Atomy. My working style, like I'm not goal system, I'm not join a group, but I can sell. So this is a reason. So I don't know how to share to other member in Atomy, because my working style is not the same. That's why I like to keep quiet.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Manut, for sharing. I think I definitely need to translate this for Royal Master Mundukyan. 오케이. 그래서 만우 팀장님이 지금 공유하신 것은
네.
본인이 아직 처음에 말씀하신 게 아직 시스템에 제대로 조인되지 않은 것 같다. 그래서 좀 혼자라고 느껴지는 순간들도 좀 있지만 본인의 그 일하는 스타일도 좀 복잡하기도 하고 이래서 남들과 잘 일하는 그런 협력하는 그런 스타일이 아니다. 그렇게 말씀하셨고요. 그래서 지금 직장에서는 어, 지금 이게 그 위에서 이제 그 컨트롤하는 그런 게 없어가지고 되게 자유롭대요. 대신 그것으로 인해서 당연히 따르는 것은 책임이죠. 이제 그래도 결과는 항상 만들어내야 되고, 하지만 이제 그 일과 동안 이제 무엇을 하느냐 아니면 어떻게 시간을 쓰느냐는 되게 자유롭다고 합니다. 그래서 애터미도 똑같은 것 같다. 네, 그래서 지금 상태가 네, 그러신 것 같습니다.
우리가 애톰에서 계속해서 시스템에 참여해야 됩니다. 참여해야 됩니다고 이야기를 하고 있어요.
In Atomy, we say over and over that we have to be in the system.
그 직장 생활하고 애톰이라는 일하고는 달라요.
Because from our job and Atomy business are very different.
애톰이는 굉장히 많은 돈을 벌기 위해서 우리가 애톰이를 잡은 거거든요.
총장님,
시스템을 만들기 안 들려요? 시스템을 만들기 위해서 애토미를 만났어요.
in order to create a system of passive income, we are
안
doing
들리세요?
Atomy. 지금 좀 끊깁니다.
왜 켜요? 왜 우리가 시스템에 가 있어야 되는 거 하면 이게 내가 혼자 해서 성공하는 일 같으면 절대 안 가도 전혀 상관이 없어요.
So the thing is,
안 들려?
why we need to be in the system is because you don't succeed by yourself, right? You have to work with other people. So if you could succeed by yourself, then there's no need to join the system.
음, 내가 그 시스템 안에 조인이 되어 있는 것이 내가 그 안에 들어가 있지 않으면 내 파트너도 그 안으로 들어오지 않기 때문에 내가 그 안에 있어야 되는 거거든요.
Now, the reason why we have to be in the system is because if we are not in the system, our partners will also not stay in the system.
직장은 내가 한 달 동안 일을 해주고 월급을 받는 일이에요. 그죠?
Because for our jobs, we work in the company and for 1 month and then we receive salary.
그리고 내가 혼자 일을 어느 정도 내가 할 수 있는 일을 하고 나면 자유로울 수도 있겠죠.
And also after you can earn a lot of and save a lot of money from the job, you can also become very free. 총장님.
네.
네.
소리가 끊겼다가 계속 그렇죠. 그래서 우리가 계속해서 시스템에 앉아 있으라고 하는 이유는 내가 앉아 있고 내 파트너들이 그 자리로 초대하기 위해서 내가 거기에 있어야 된다고 이야기를 하는 거예요.
So the most important part about being in the system is so that our partners can also join the system.
왜냐하면 그것이 복제가 되지 않으면 안 되니까.
Because if that cannot be copy pasted, if that cannot be duplicated, then we cannot grow in the business.
밖에 나가서 뭔가를 내가 혼자 일을 하면 내가 혼자 일을 하다가 너무 힘들게 일을 하게 되거든요.
Because when we do Atomy business by ourselves and then we're working alone, then it can be very tiring.
그래서 내 파트너들이 그 안에서 더 많은 걸 배울 수 있고 그 사람들로 인해서 또다시 복제가 되어서 내려가려면 그 시스템을 이용하는 게 우리가 성공할 때 가장 좋은 방법이기 때문에 우리가 그렇게 하자고 하는 거예요.
So in order to get our partners to learn and then also get them to keep copying the system, that is why we need to use the system. That is the best way.
왜냐면 내가 그 시스템을 만들려면 너무 힘든데 모든 걸 회사가 만들어 놓은 그 안에서 우리가 뭔가를 만들면 뭐랄까 에너지가 훨씬 더 많이 에너지가 만들어지기 때문에 그렇게 하는 것 같아요.
Because if we have to make the system ourselves, it's so difficult, right? But the system is already made by the company. That is why all we need to do is use the system that's already been made for us.
만우 씨, 요번 25일날 우리 수채 세미나에 나의 파트너들을 정말 많이 그 안으로 한번 계획을 세워봤으면 좋겠어요.
So she hopes that you will be able.
25일날
So on 25th, there will be the Success Academy in Cambodia, right? So I hope that you will make a plan to invite as many of your partners as possible.
오케이, 만우, 또 친한 터마이.
Yes, Madam. Happy Khmer New Year.
오케이.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Manut, and also Royal Master Mundukyan. And also, yes, from tomorrow, I believe it's Cambodian New Year in Cambodia, Khmer New Year. So happy Khmer New Year, everybody. I also want to say hello to Mr. Abel Harianto. I think it's my first time seeing you. Would you like to
Hello,
introduce
Mr.
yourself?
Mancho Kim. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, it's kind of noisy. I'm on the side of the road.
Oh, no
Yeah,
problem.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Where are you from?
I'm from Jinju Center, Cibubur.
Oh,
Cibubur.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm with Oma Mini Margono and
Yeah.
with Grace.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Welcome.
Thank
Your
you,
English is
Mr.
very
Mas.
good. Please
Oh,
join
thank
us
you.
every week.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All right. I think I also saw Miss Rita, use Rita, earlier open the camera. Would you like to share a little bit about yourself? Then you need to unmute your microphone. Yes.
Hello.
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 So where are you from, Miss Rita?
Jinju Cibubur.
Oh, okay. Dari Jakarta?
Ya, Jakarta,
Oh,
Cibubur.
okay. Yeah.
Sam sama Abel tuh tadi, with Abel.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for joining, Miss Rita.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, then I think it's good for us to finish now. It's also always great. Miss Minnie, thank you for inviting new people to webinar. It's amazing. Hebat, keren. Yeah, so yeah, I think we should always make it a goal to invite new people, right? This is also system. This webinar that we're doing every Monday, this is also system. So let's make use of it. I think that would be really great for us. All right, now I will share the screen for the company motto recital, and then we can finish for tonight. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Company motto.
Yes.
Yeah. Share the
Cherish the
spirit,
spirit,
create the
Create the
vision,
the
vision,
follow the
vision,
follow the
faith,
faith,
serve
follow
in
the
serve in
faith,
humility.
humility.
Aja,
serve in
aja,
humility.
aja.
Aja, aja, aja.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Manju
See
Kim.
you
Thank
next
you,
Thank
week.
you.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mansuki, Miss
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Fatima, very good.
네. 그 총장님 저 그 링크 다시 보내드리겠습니다.
네.
네. 네. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
아, 네.